Hi, Cardinal families. Today we're going to be reviewing rounding. So first of all, if we, say for example we have this number 76. With rounding, we talk about whether it's closest to the nearest, the 10 before or the 10 after it. So in this example 76, we're going to round it to the nearest 10. So with students, we identify that 7 is the number in the tens place. So from there, we decide what's the 10 before it and what's the 10 after it. So here we could have the 10 before it would be 70. And the 10 after it would be 80. Then we are able to determine that the 6, the number to the right of the place value, and we kind of use a little roller coaster here. So if we have a number that is 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, we know that we go down to the 10 that's before it. Here, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That shows that we advance to the next 10. So here in the number 76, this 6 is here, which tells us that we're going to the 10, the next 10. So here we would move to the 80 instead of the 70. Now, if instead of the 6, it could be the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, we would round down to 70 instead, okay? You could always give your student a number and have them round the number to the nearest 10 or hundreds from there. So I'm going to give you another example here. Let's do 247. And I might say, hey, round this number to the nearest 10. So the number in the tens place is this 4. So we can figure out, okay, what's the 10 that's before it? What's the 10 that's after it? So before it would be 240. And the 10 that's after it would be 250. So we will look at the tens place, and we're going to look to the number to the right. We see that number is 7. Over here, we can tell that moves to the next 10. It's closer to that next 10 than it is to the 10 before it. So this would tell us that we would go to 250 as the rounding. Now, if we wanted to round to the nearest 100, though, I'm going to use the same number, 247. But this time we're going to round to the nearest 100. So the 2 is in the hundreds place. So we're going to say, okay, what's the 100 before it? And what's the 100 after it? So here we have the 100 that's before it is 200. The 100 that would be after it on a number line is 300. So you can always plot a number line to talk about these reference numbers with your child. Plot a number line, talk to them about, okay, what's the 10 that's before it? What's the 10 that's after it on a number line? Or even the hundreds in this case, since we're rounding to the hundreds. So here we have 200 before it, 300 after it. Since we're rounding to the hundreds, we're going to look to the number to the right. That 4 tells us to go to the 100 before it, or down, for instance. So we're rounding down here, meaning that 247, when rounded to the nearest 100, is 200. Not 300. If we rounded up, it would be 300, but in this case, it's rounding down. So feel free to give your child some numbers and have them round them to the nearest tens, hundreds, whatever place value they are. They can always go more as they are progressing in grade levels. So we really feel like these reference numbers tend to help with students seeing the 100 or the 10 before it or the 110 after it.